Okay guys, I hope everyone is doing well. I just wanted to make a quick video in regard to the Freewing FA-18C and its notorious elevator problem. This model affected plenty of people with failing elevators, and I just happen to be one of them. Since this issue was announced by Motion RC, there have been plenty of people skeptical about the fix they implemented. I've even been told by some that they simply glued them in better than the initial release. But I'm here today to try and ease some people's minds about this model, as well as highlight some of the differences between the current production model and the initial release model. I would call it a V1 versus a V2, except unlike their competition, Freewing, to their credit, does not discontinue and re-release models every year as they see fit. Instead, they see the problems with the model that people are actually having. If they're legitimate problems, they work to make new parts or changes to the current molds to fix those problems, which is absolutely excellent, if you ask me. This is one of the things that makes them superior to their competition, amongst many other things. But, however, they don't often explain the fixes that they implement, or I just end up missing those explanations, which brings us to the topic of this video. So that being said, in this photo you can see the rear section of the current and older production versions. The initial release version is on the left, and the current production version, as of February 2021, is on the right. You can clearly see the new plastic panel added above where the elevator rotating shaft would mount on the new version. This next photo is laid out the same way as the last. The older version is on the left and the current version is on the right. Here you can see where they completely changed the mold for the plastic part that is the base for the mounting of the elevators. I'm sure everyone out there knows what a pain this would be to redesign and remold, not to mention how expensive it is, but they absolutely took the time and spent the money for their customers, which I'm sure we can all appreciate. Looking at how they approached fixing this elevator problem, I do believe it will adequately address the problem, especially for people running the stock 6S setup. I wouldn't doubt if it would also be fine for people like myself who like to hop up the power system and increase the throw range of the elevators for a little bit better maneuvering. But just for added security and peace of mind, I went ahead and added a 3D printed reinforcement, which you can see here. I also opted to upgrade my servos to high-tech D85 MGs. I chose those because they are digital and programmable. So if you have the right programmer, you can easily reverse one of them so they work properly with these Freewing models. I also swapped out the stock linkages, which never gave me any trouble, of course, but with a bit beefier double ball link setup, this just allows for less binding in the linkage during servo travel. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I hope this helped ease some tensions about the elevators in the FA-18C by Freewing. I of course always appreciate the views, but if you've hung around to the end of this video and you aren't already subscribed, it would be just excellent if you could click that subscribe button, like, and share. At the moment, I think I only need about 125 more subscribers to reach 1,000, so any help reaching that goal would be greatly appreciated. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Hello pilots, hobbyists, welcome back to Motion RC Live, episode 7. I'm James with Alex behind the scenes, and thank you as always for joining us. Hope you got your coffee ready, and hope we have an exciting show for you in store. What are we going to be doing today? Well, first, actually, I want to acknowledge the first two videos. So the second video you saw, Integrity RC, Anthony Leto posted a few things recently on our Facebook community group. I thought that was just one of the awesome videos he made. Very clean, clear, precise, good information, and Integrity RC. It lives up, certainly lives up to the name of his channel. Seems like that's the type of content you're going to get over there. So give that man a follow. I think he's getting close to 1,000 subscribers. So if we could push his numbers up past that 1,000. You know, that's a big milestone for a lot of YouTubers, especially in RC. So give him a shout. He does some good stuff over there. Seems very informative, and I look forward to further following him. And Anthony, he had won, I believe, was our crash contest, right?
Yep.
He won our crash contest, so he won a Bison. Not a Bison. He won Air Titan. I don't know why I said Bison. He won an Air Titan Skynetic a while back. So he had videos on that and videos on other stuff. And, you know, that's that. So what are we going to be doing today? Obviously, we're going to be going over the March Madness. So as you saw in the beginning, March Mayhem. Another fumble of words. March Madness is, you know, NCAA tournament. Our version is March Mayhem. And we're going to start that next Friday. So next Friday is going to be February 26th, but basically we're going to start with I believe it's going to be something like 14-day entry period. So on next Friday's show, I'll have all the rules out there. We'll make a video dedicated just to the rules for the entire contest, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then for this show today, we have some fun. Some new stuff came in, so I've got more of the XK cars. Since last week we did the excavator. Today I'm going to unbox some of those and check those things out. We got a couple different variations of them, buggies, cars, and then a military truck, like you see. And then we also, finally, I have it here. I got the MiG TV unit. So I'll unbox it today. We can look at it, you know, get an idea, because to be honest, right now, I don't know how to install it. I want to see. So we'll look at my MiG here and figure it out. But then I'm going to make a dedicated video for how to get that properly installed for everybody. And of course, as soon as the weather is better, then, you know, we'll get out and fly, you know, with some thrust vectoring on the MiG. So I am excited about that. But we got a lot of social content. This was a busy week. It wasn't as busy last week. Some weeks, you know, ebbs and flows with the type of stuff that's shared. But let's start it off with the Facebook customer community and get started. Oh, I'm in Hobby Squawk. Sorry. I'm just having one of those days. One of those days. Yes, Corsair Smitty, I need more coffee. I'm almost done with this one. I drink too much coffee. And we'll start with Arthur. Is Arthur in here? Loved what you did with your F-86. Simple, clean, and I like the clean photos, but he did some riveting and just some minor weathering, which, you know, some will say less is more when it comes to weathering, and it looks phenomenal. And the pictures are just crisp and clear and exactly the type of photos I love to show.
That we hope to see in the March Mayhem.
Yeah,
contest.
The exact type of photos you hope to see when you submit for the March Mayhem contest, which you guys are going to be excited about, because when we get to that, I do have what the prize is going to be for the winners. So for the winners, because remember, there's 2 ways to win with the March Mayhem tournament. So we'll be excited, and heck, you need another F-86 for sure. Moving on, Basim 80. I thought this was awesome. Popped up in the, if you know, we got the Tamiya trucks and the haulers, and these are kits. Like, these are full-blown kits that you've got to paint, and I thought that just looked beautiful.
Great job, Monty.
Yeah, these are awesome and unbelievable. How this looks. This is definitely something that I'll be excited to hopefully get my hands on one of these eventually. Something about them just look really cool. I want to, you know, I want a Mack truck pulling my plane to the runway like you've seen so many other people have. It looks absolutely fantastic. And the level of detail in that paint looks like you'd expect to see on a brand new car. So awesome work there. Nice to see that. Then we have C. Muchna. Is it C. Muchna, I believe? These are their squawk names. So he was out with a Gripen and a MiG, and I thought that was pretty cool. Those two, you know, 2 big releases from the end of last year. Nice to see it out there, and then with a little flare, a little black and white. Love that. So that'll be awesome. Yeah, Jeremy, the tug. I remember you had one, right? You borrowed it from somebody at some point to tug. I forget which plane it was that you tugged, but it was awesome when you did it. I think it was the AL, right? You did it with the AL-37, like they would bring them out or park them. That was awesome when you did that. Michael Rader, I know somebody called me out for never showing balsa content, but balsa people don't tend to post as much as foam people. I'm not sure if that's just, why that is the case. But here you go. P40 from Black Horse getting rigged up with the same setup that I had in the Zero and the P47. And that's the power system that's going to fly these big boys. So I'm excited to see that. Hopefully Michael will get around, but it looks like a nice clean install. I found it so easy to install these the big GP60 from Admiral. It's a powerful motor, man. I don't think you need to look anywhere else for a power system if you grab that motor for something that big. It flies it really well and just a nice clean install. And I hope
a small apartment inside the canopy there.
A small what?
Apartment.
Yeah, small apartment. Yeah, well, with these Black Horse, like you could fit your whole head inside of there. You're never out of room to work inside one of those big Black Horse models. Then we got Tool Flyboy. I don't know if I say that correctly, but with a nicely weathered T45. That is still probably the last 90mm model that that's available today that I've still yet to ever unbox or fly. I hope to eventually get around to getting one, in the studio, but unbelievable looking paint job he did on it. I really dig it, and this is like the difference. So you have that F-86 where it's nice and minor, and then you've got, a little more. Some people, it's funny. Some people say that's overkill. Some people say it looks great. I think it looks great either way. It's whatever you want to do with it.
I think it looks...
And how you make it look.
Why didn't he go? Where's the awesome
Oh, you
tank?
think to look? Oh no, the awesome tank didn't come by. Oh, we're having technical difficulties.
There he is.
There he is.
He's
Get
a
the
little late
tank coming in. We have more. Alex is working on more for sure. But the awesomeness and just the detail work and the panel line. Again, take your time with these things, guys. If you're first time joining the show, this is the type of stuff we show. This is what we love to see, because our products are just, a lot of these, all models, they're just a base. You could take them as far as you'd like to take them, or do nothing to them. And either way, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, all power to you. So that, I think, about does it for the Squawk. And remember, if you share videos on Squawk, it'll probably fall into the YouTube section. So we'll get there. I think there were some videos in there, especially if Air Guardian's in here, because that teaser from Tucky last week, it looks like that video finally dropped, and unbelievable. The chase stuff makes me jealous that we're having this cold, the terrible weather lately. It just was another lost week whenever the weather goes bad as far as content. So now we're in Facebook, right? Now we're in the Facebook customer community,
There we go.
which still dominates as far as the content. People love that group, and I love it too, because there's just always something interesting. So we'll start with Chris. DCE is how he goes on Facebook. But I thought these were great, 3D printed thrust tube covers, if you will, that he painted up, and for the MiG, I believe, for the MiG-29, and they look great. I'm not sure at this moment if those files are available on, on Thingiverse, or if you have to contact him, but you could definitely find this post. On Facebook and ask him where he gets them, but there is all touched up. They look really cool. I dig it. I remember there was some. I have a pair of. Well, they're not covers, but they go in the back of the turbine, for the AL-37 that you only put when it's on the ground static, but it looks really cool. But things like that, I love when they're just, when they're just sitting there. It gives it a nice look to it.
Not published yet. If that's the author right there.
Airborne Jetworks, your design not published yet, so that's the man to contact. Follow Airborne Jetworks, and definitely check it out. If he's designing stuff, I'm sure he's going to have more stuff for you to grab, and that's what we love. I saw somebody comment about Callie. I did not know that Callie's Facebook seems to have gone. I haven't heard anything, so if somebody else can answer that question in there, if anybody's recently tried to contact Callie and see what's up, I don't know.
My MiG-29 looks like garbage compared to his.
My MiG-29 looks like garbage. Mine here is also. Mine's been through some rough patches now, for sure. Mine does not look as good as it should. Jerry Patterson with a BAE Hawk customization. I love this. But again, this is an example of a great looking customization that this better not be the picture you submit if you try to enter it into the March Mayhem tournament. Remember, it's free to enter, but it doesn't put it in the right light. Don't be in your apartment. Don't have it in a dining room. Get it outside. Get the sun on it and make it look, give it a fair shake. But either way, it's a beautiful looking conversion. The 3D printed bombs and such on it. I love it. I love when they get loaded up. Ordnance is probably my #1 reason for wanting for having a 3D printer, because it's just, you can really just add so much to a model, and you don't ever have to worry about, oh, is that ordnance here or that. You can make them whatever size you want. You can make it, however you want. I'm wondering if she took down her Facebook just based on the fact that it's probably hard to monitor orders. People, like here, a lot of people comment on our Facebook, looking for customer service, but it gets confusing. Our customer service is not on Facebook. Facebook is just a way to, show people that your company exists. But I'm wondering if Callie abandoned Facebook because too many people were maybe trying to order there. Just trying to push all of the orders through her website is probably just a lot easier for her. But Glenn Davis, I saw Glenn in here, and we got a video. I'm so thankful you shared all that heli stuff. We don't get to see a lot of heli content. And Glenn, he's working on a Lakota, which is the same as George Baker. I got to see one fly initially, but he said, I believe you said in your post that you only get limited time. The wife has you doing other stuff around the house, so you were sort of working on it in little bits and pieces to get it together. And then he had a little bat copter on his on the table, which you'll see in one of the next photos. But helis is something I fear them. I have a healthy fear of helis for some reason. One day I hope to fly. I'm going to start small to get a nice. I would love to have a nice scale heli, because they just fly so well. When set up right, it's getting to the point though. Getting them to fly right is just, is the trick that I hope one day to learn. Even that little Yui I have down here, the rotor scale one, I want to get it, because that would be perfect at the start. But, there he is, Glenn, with the new kitchen. Working on the new, I get it, man. I get it. I just built a whole bookshelf. We turned our dining room into a library because we never used the dining room. So we made it a homework, library, video game, kids section. Quick tip on that coming next. Yeah, I should do a private video. I built a whole bookshelf from YouTube videos. Might as well. That's what I love about it. Moving on, John Killen. He shared a couple different things. So first will be his F-16. I thought this was awesome. He put speed brakes on it. John's always sharing some crazy stuff. But he did a great job with this. So here's just the linkage setup, and he added the servos obviously to get in there, and here it is working on this video when we get to it. But it looks awesome. I mean, can't beat that. And it looks really clean and well done. I hope to see it in the air. I don't know if John ever got video of him flying. But if you have somebody who can hold your cell phone up when you take this bad boy for a run eventually, I'd love to see it. It looks phenomenal. A great deal of work went into it. And then his F4, he took Jeremy Salt's idea, he said, and then added his own slime lights to one of his F4s. I think at one point he had 4 F4s, and now I think he might be down to 3. But the one with the invasion stripes, he added the slime lights to it. That looks awesome. I gotta get Jeremy to make me a set of these and buy them from Jeremy. You don't have to send me anything for free, but I gotta do that to something. Probably to the 22. I think I like the way it looks on the 22 the most, but he's working hard. This is what you do during the wintertime when Texas is Texas is in snow and the whole country's covered in snow. This is what us hob modelers do. Get modeling and get improving. There's probably always something to fix. And now if you remember this next one, so I actually didn't watch this full through, but this is Khalid. He did the AL-37 video where the plane comes by slow motion, like right by his face. I don't know where they are in the world, but somebody posted this. they were going for the same thing, and this time it turned out differently. So let's just watch it and I guess enjoy, because this is what Wall Street Bets would call loss porn.
Oh no!
Oh man! This is like, where did that come from?
Let's rack that back. Hold up.
Who put a steel?
Who put that there?
A steel fence right behind the runway? And why aren't you flying on the runway? But you know what? When we do have our crash contest, that could be the winner right there.
One more time.
But I'm impressed that the whole thing held together. And like, I was expecting the nacelles to go, to leave the aircraft. Like,
I thought he was gonna gap through the fence.
It's probably what he was going for. But that's an epic crash. So, but I see the runway's behind him, so you should be standing behind that fence. But hey, if you're gonna risk it and you're gonna post it, I'm gonna enjoy it. I mean, like, that's, just please don't contact customer service and complain that, the plane.
Blue box.
It had to be
really got in the way.
It had to be the blue box. That's so incredible, but incredible video all around.
Oh, wow.
Then we had Christian. Am I pronouncing that right? Christian. We used your picture for the thumbnail. I love this icy runway you got going on with the Griffin in the snow. You posted. Thank you so much again, sharing that on the customer community, and anybody who shares on the customer community. It's awesome. It's great that people take the time to even bother to do it, and that it's amazing how fast that group has grown. It gets hard to manage, but for the most part, I think our whole community there does a pretty good job of managing it. And then he did post some videos. One video, I think, or a couple of videos, but it looks like he had the camera just fixed and was flying around it, and just seeing that, icy tundra gives you a real idea of, it really sets the scene for flying out in the
Is that a
in the
runway
cold.
or a lake that he's flying? A frozen lake that he's flying
I think it's a frozen runway. But yeah, did it rain and then freeze over the top? It really just looks like you're on a lake of some sort. Let us know. But it looks great. It looks absolutely awesome. And then I think there's one slow-mo shot or something where, he flies. There it is. That's the shot. That's the shot. He dips the tail in the snow. Like, that's perfect. I love that you get out there.
Lake.
Frozen lake. That's awesome. Unless the lake cracks underneath you, and then it then goes in. It is a lake.
Well, confirmed.
That's confirmed. We've got confirmation. Drop some like bombs on that. Where's the like bomb? Do we have it ready?
I hope so. Yup.
There it is. Trying to break that lake. Sink it. Oh, that's awesome. Rectangle RC with his Corsair. Love that too, especially just loaded up.
Load
He
it
just
out, dude.
loaded out. And again, this is why you need a 3D printer. Like, just load it. You could print all that and load it up and just make it look even more mean than it already is. So awesome work, Rectangle RC. Love to see that. Yeah, there's a closer up shot of what he's got. Unless I think he might have actually bought those armament set from a different Corsair on the market. I believe you could do that too. That, mix and match. But 3D printer, all of that is available with a 3D printer, and you could easily knock that out. This one I love to see. Robert Weibold with his Flightline P51. Love the weathering job, and just how he did the panels. Each panel looks different, like you would expect sometimes. One panel might be new, when they replace a panel sometimes. I guess it would be it would be nice and chrome while the other ones are dirty. It has that kind of look to it. So I was excited to see that, and I like the nose art on it too. It's just
Was that too fast?
Was that too fast? I dig it.
Awesome.
So awesome work, Robert. That's one of my favorite. I got to get back out there. There's a couple of the Mustang and the Dora popped up this week on a few different channels, and it makes me just oh man, I gotta get out there and fly that one again because I always enjoy flying those ones. Jeremy Salt. Oh no, we're gonna skip to Richie Nelson first. This was awesome too. This was a big 90mm F-16 with a crosswind landing, and he puts it down, darn near perfectly for this. Here we go, coming in, and it looks small for me, but he just floats it in. I love that. That was good. I gave him a comment. Richie, thanks for sharing that. He said he was, that's the risk we take flying with a crosswind, but that was awesome. So good for you. Jeremy Salt updating his progress on his E7 wedge tail. So that'll be his third AL-37 conversion from the KC-135. He's got the AWACS, and now he's going to have a wedge tail. So he basically just cut out, I think that's the chunk of the fuselage that
cut the shins
is
off.
missing. Yeah, he shortened it, make it a little more stubbier, but that'll be, the eventuality is that it will look like this, and just another unbelievable, conversion from Jeremy out there. And I don't know where he stores these things anymore, but it is looking good, so keep us posted, and we can't wait to see the video of the flying when we get there. Then we got Ryan Durbin. Oh, Ryan. This just popped up this morning. This might be my favorite one of the whole show.
Video of the year so far for me. This is
A10
incredible.
on skis, cause we can.
Yeah.
I can make a shirt and be like, yes. Just send it.
Just send it, dude.
Just send it.
I couldn't believe it when I saw this last night.
Touch and going. Like, I remember a long time ago at Jonal, we put skis on something and touch and goes on the lake with the skis.
We tried skis with the snow too back in our New York
We
days.
did. We had a friend who
Didn't look this cool.
on a 3D plane, we put skis on the wingtips, and he was knife edging touch and goes. But I love it with the A10. Like, I just imagine the people the A10 be going after. Oh, we're in the snow. The A10 isn't going to come to get us. Oh, it's got skis on it. Now we're really... Oh, no. And then he was doing donuts with it. But really awesome, really awesome job. And it works. Why not? Why not toss some skis on it if you got it?
That is so cool.
The only thing is, obviously, you can't retract them. So they're probably...
Oh, you can't? Was that a challenge?
Was that a challenge?
The donuts.
So you gotta fly with the drag, but either way, I wouldn't even need to fly it. You could just take it out in the snow. I'm just happy that we don't see snow.
Speaking of A10s.
And then another snow A10 popping up. Who is it? This is Tim Doss. So I love seeing this, the Snow Hog as he called it, but it says Arctic Thunder on it. And then I love that later on in these photos, he puts it up against the trees, and it is a good camo scheme. You think, wow, it's so bright. But then when you put it up against the trees, either way, it's a great paint job on it, and different, not just the regular black and white that you see. I like the green mixed in. And I think it's the last pick number 6. You'll see, you can't even see it when it gets there. Go right to 6. There it is. You can't even see it. Look at that. It just blends in. If it was sitting there, you wouldn't even know it was there. But Tim Doss, awesome work, and awesome work from everybody. It was fun to see so many good pictures. And remember, any picture that ever gets shown on this show will get into our end of the year award show that we started this year. I'm making a point. We're gonna, I'm saving everything for sure, and you are entered into the possibility of winning something at the end of the year, which we'll get to. And then we'll move on to the YouTube broadcast yourself segment of our I was watching a documentary on the 2000s on HBO, if anybody saw it, and it's amazing the stuff you forget, but to see all the news channels like, what is this YouTube? What is the internet? How do you pronounce at? What is it? Around? It's really funny. But either way, we'll start with Air Guardian. Air Guardian. There he is. Unbelievable. I just took the, and I take out all the sound now on these videos because I really want to make sure you guys go to their channels. Give them the follows, give them the views. This is just a teaser to get you there, but this was like the first 2 shots he put in that video, and I'm like, that's all you need to, if you don't want to go watch the full thing and experience this, then
flat spin.
You're missing out. I mean, just that opening shot looks like what we're gonna see in Top Gun 2 when he stops the jet and blows by. It looks absolutely fantastic.
That is awesome.
And you know, they're winning the chase footage videos as far as planes at this point. Unbelievable. Just looks so cool. So definitely head over there. Give that man a follow, and Tucky 10 as well, because he's the chase pilot. He's got his own channel, but both of them doing awesome stuff out there. No thrust vectoring, yes. Imagine what it will be when that happens too. Then we got GB Linden. I was watching a show on Wednesday night. Always like to drop in, and he did a premiere, and I like this new intro for GB. Taking the logo with the fire, getting real heavy on it, and looking good. And he had one of the guys at his club flying the Dora. So, you know, if you want to check out the Flightline Dora, love that hand launch. He just sort of like chucks it up there and it's gone. Never had a problem hand launching the Dora or flying it. It's just a solid little park flyer, which is all that can go really fast too. That's what I love about the Dora and the Mustang, and I'm, like most people, I want to see more in this size, because they're fun, and to me, they're like more collectible, and, you know, they look great on a shelf just as much as they do in the air. So, anyway, check out GB Linden RC, as always, and his show every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern is when he goes live, and there's always, you know, like you guys are having fun in the comment section there. That's basically every night on somebody else's live show. You get a lot of the same guys all in those shows just chatting with each other whether they're watching the show or not. And that's all okay, too. Then we had Guniak, the fire booty. Let's show him. If you know Ray, he sells his fire booties, as he calls them, but they're afterburners for any EDF jet. But him and his friend Nate, they also do a live show on Monday nights as well, and I like this edit, but he has all sorts of music in the video, so head over to I wrote Guniak 33 Fiery Booty. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's his YouTube channel now, or it's RC Afterburner, Guniak Afterburner. You could check it out, but either way, you know, you give him a check out. This was a nice little edit, but he's always doing content there, so if you like that kind of content, go check him out. Him and Nate, and they have fun together on their live show. Then we moving on to the Belgian T-33 from Icarus II. I like this one. Just flying out there with he converted the German one to a Belgian T-33, which I thought was nice. Go check out Icarus II. That's his YouTube name.
And looking at all these videos, it looks like everybody in the world had the same exact weather we had this week.
Yeah, the whole world is having awful weather. The sun is just leaving us.
We skipped this guy.
Did we skip? Oh, Flying Ant. Can't skip Anthony. So last week we showed Flying Ant. He had the guy crashed, and it was a whole like funny thing, but he got out with his Su-35. Again, Anthony, great dude. I got to meet them out in Grapevine, Texas, and his Su-35 he's out there with, just flying it on a windy day. But he does just really fun videos. He like starts them from the car ride, takes you through the whole thing, and the location he was flying out looked a bit sketchy, but you know, it's a good flight, and he was having fun. So definitely check out Flying Ant's YouTube channel as well. And then last, and certainly not least, a new channel I stumbled on. Well, it was the guy posted it in Facebook customer community. So I got to see it, Rise and Fly RC. And he was out there with T-33s. The whole video takes you through a process. He was learning how to fly, crashes it, fixes it, goes back and fly it. He's got his kids with him, and you know, just a dude and his models and his family, and I had a smile on my face watching this channel. So another new YouTuber, I think he has like 70 followers at this point, but go give him a boost. Make him you know, wonder what happened today that a bunch of people are flying my, you know, following my channel. But this is how these kind of things happen. But I really, you know, enjoyed the whole idea of the video. But, you know, I see a crash, and that was tough. He landed, but, you know, he says he was landing in a tailwind. That's how we learn, right? Don't do that. You won't do that anymore. That's the best way to put it. But yeah, he's got his daughters running around, grabbing the plane, getting it out of there. It was a fun video. He takes you through his process to, you know, to get it back together and such, and this is what we do out there. So again, check him out if you want. Rise and Fly RC channel. And I will say, Rise and Fly, you only need to be Rise and Fly RC. Everyone knows it is a channel, so you don't need channel in the name. But awesome that you're there, and that about wraps up our tour of our customer community. So what did I have next? Let's unbox some RC cars quick. And again, there's not much to these, but I just wanted to show them off a little bit better. So first was the Brave. This is the 18th scale, so it would come in this. I had unboxed it for last week's show, but they're very they're nice and simple and priced really well for anybody who's interested of getting into, like, this is the, you know, this is the line from XK of cars. If you're looking to get into it without spending a ton of money, buy something like this first, and then you would advance, you know, if you find surface to be your thing. But out of the box, I did nothing other than pull it out. I just clipped off some zip ties, but everything's included. So you're getting your battery in there. There is a way to charge it, and everything looks awesome. I mean, nice in there, nice, simple. I like the suspension on it, and I've got to learn more and more about cars, but you do have on and off switch. You can leave your battery in there, and just very simple. And you just have your regular old body clips that you'd expect to see, but, you know, plastic parts in there. And again, but perfect. I'm excited. Next week, Alex and I are going to get out and make some surface videos. But there's a couple in here that I haven't even seen yet that I want to check out, even more than this one. I'm not going to put that back on and just waste everybody's time. But you do get your transmitter, which comes with trim. You got throttle trim settings, steering trim. You know, very simple for what you need. You just got to add the AA batteries. I believe it'll be 4 AA batteries that you'd have to add if you want to get it rolling. But let's open some boxes. And then this is sort of a, you know, teaser for just some of the content, because next week we got to get to the field. We're probably going to run to a park for some of these. I want to go right to this.
Go to the truck.
Go to the truck. This is the one. I saw this box, and I'm like, this is the one I want to see. So this is the 12 scale military truck, and it's got a on the front. Oh yeah, it's even better than I expected. So I don't want to break the entire box. Let me get a, there it is. Let me get a hobby knife. Cut through here. Cut through here. Now I think we have, what, 10, 13, maybe 13 different options now in this line, and they're all priced somewhere between like the 70s and the low 100. You know, again, they're all ready to run, but I like this, just the idea of being next to tanks. It's a lot bigger than I expected. It's 12 scale, this truck, and again, Zorber, maximum load, direction, RC, and you're getting, so manual and charger, and it looks like there's a tool in there. Yes, and a lug nut wrench or whatever for your tires. You can take the tires off. Oh yeah. There's no slouch on the packaging here. Let's make sure this goes through. In case we have to do an actual unboxing video, I gotta be able to put it. I gotta be able to put it back in the box, so I'm not just tearing it apart. Put it back in there and then refilm it. But check that out. We have 2 different colors, so he fits in there. You're getting so it's a different type of transmitter than the other one. But that looks mean. Check that out. Oh, I'm pumped about that. This thing looks sweet. It looks like definitely got some good suspension. Like I don't think you're probably not rock crawling, but again, if you're someone who's interested, maybe something like this leads you down that path. I mean, that's how fires are started, right? Get something that drives your interest and then moves you forward. So press the battery cover firmly, pull it forward, and turn it up. There we go. So battery is in the front. Nice and simple. So this is JST connection. Inside, it's an 850 milliamp battery, and fits in there perfectly. And then you'd slide that on, slide it back, and this is totally something for modelers out there. I mean, you can really go hard with the scheming there. Let's take a look underneath. So again, very simple in its setup. You know, nothing. This is not for an advanced car guy. This again is, you know, it's going to look good on the shelf. It's going to have fun in the backyard, have fun in the front yard, and rocking and rolling. He wants me to hook it. Somebody wants me to hook it up. Do I have 4? Okay, I could take the AA batteries. You know, we'll get this going. Let's cannibalize AA batteries quick. Oh, of course, I need a screwdriver.
Oh boy.
Bear with me. Bear with me.
Technical difficulties.
It is screaming out for weather. We have another version too that looks more like the older versions that I've seen people. Again, I think Thingiverse has. People have made all sorts of options. You could put like the canopy if like troops were in the back and stuff. All different types for the back. Let me pop out the batteries in this one. You guys are making me do it. Needs a driver. 3D print it. We can 3D print anything at this point. Probably put a servo in there, have the driver's head turn or his arms move on the wheel. That's what I want to do with the excavator is got to get a guy in there with a little hard hat on and go nuts, just so I don't lose this screw. 'Cause that's the worst thing ever. That ain't going anywhere. Get these in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how fast this thing's gonna be. Knowing me, I'm gonna end up driving it off.
Take out the MiG.
All right, we're on. Transmitter's on. Yeah, right. If I take out the MiG, that's gonna be my luck. It would be my luck. We're live.
We'll see you on live stream fail later.
All right. Wait, I gotta do this first. Hold on. It'll move.
Oh.
So you can drive it slower. I'm not a car driver. See right out of the box? Oh, maybe put a smoker unit in that? Like the oh, they're not. They're covered.
So you gotta take them out, drill them out.
Gotta drill them through and work it in. Again, at the price they are, but hey, works well right out of the box.
Andrew said it's the perfect tow truck for us.
That will definitely tow a plane for us. No doubt. It's definitely got power, and there is a little on and off switch, so I don't have to. Oh, lights on the front.
Is it all-wheel drive?
Is it all-wheel drive? Let me see. Is it all-wheel drive? It is all-wheel drive. You want to see on the bottom. Let's move it up and in. You got both front and back. It's not a crawler, but you can see everything working there. Again, you bash it too hard, you know, you're going to be grabbing, it's plastic on the bottom. But again, it's not the price point for, you know, this is what gets you started, and then, you know, and then you advance to some of the bigger stuff. But either way, that's going to look cool sitting there next to everything else. So let's put him on the side and turn that off. I'm not plugging in any of the other ones for right now. We're not doing that. But the military truck was the one I was most interested in seeing, so I was happy to do it for that one. Then we've got the 14th scale driving car. I'm excited. We got to go to different places. This one I want to be jumping off hills. Again, manual and charger come together. You're going to get your transmitter in its own separate box. The wheel already on it. Let's see what she looks like. It's the same one as the military truck, so I'll just leave that in there for now. And this one, again, we said this is 14th scale, I believe. So this pops off. I just love that they're done. Like, these are just classic. Pull it out and go. And now that, nice steel on the bottom, or metal on the bottom. Good suspension. That's heavier than the dash. It's definitely heavier. This is plastic on the bottom. This one's more metal on the bottom. So this looks like the more advanced, you know, higher end of the cars. Let me take off the clips. As long as I don't lose the clips, I'm okay. And there you go. Everything inside. Receiver, switch. A lot more metal parts in this one. Good shocks. Again, for what you're getting in there, you know, at the price. I mean, for somebody who just wants something to bash around the yard, the driveway, do some jumps on the hill. I mean, this is what you get, you know. Why spend crazy money on something that you're not sure if you want to do it or not? Because that's what we all do. I feel like, you know, coming in our world, we meet so many people who buy the most advanced camera because they need all the settings, and then they put it in autofocus, and it's like, all right, why'd you get that? You could just, you don't need to have the most advanced thing out there. Learn how to use it first, then go get something when you're confident. That's the best way to say it. Did I lose a clip?
Oh, most definitely.
Did I lose a clip?
There's two right
there's
in front
one.
of you.
Well, there's 3 for him, 2 here. Yeah, they're all the same clips. I don't mind that, but all right. Now, oh, okay. So the Vortex is the same. It's about the same. No, it's not.
It's 1/18.
This is 18th scale.
Yep.
Oh man. So let's get in. They're all a little different. Isn't this fun? So I love when
It's like Christmas every day.
I love when things get delivered. It's just fun to be able to see them and, you know, get to learn them, because this is new for a lot of us. It's been a while, man. I've definitely had cars in my day, but something new to dig into is always fun. So RC is just fun regardless of how you do it. And again, normally I would probably just tear the box apart,
Yeah.
but you guys gotta bear with me
And
here.
if this was an actual unboxing video, I'd skip this all.
Yeah,
skip
if
all
this
of
was
this
a-
for you.
Yeah, Alex skips it.
Came
Alex
out of the
would
box, no problem.
Alex would edit all around this. I mean, do people, like, when you watch this stuff, like when you watch somebody unbox, would you rather them skip past this portion, or do you want to see?
Struggle.
Or is my struggle like something that's important? Like, is the fact that I'm struggling on this, is that enough for people like, I'm not buying it? He can't get it out of the box. See, it's all taped down.
Taped down, they probably like zip ties holding it down in certain spots.
They've packaged it up too well.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Ah, there we go.
Let's see. Mike Bird says he loves the struggle.
Loves the struggle. The struggle is real, my friend.
Dennis Farley says he enjoys watching you suffer.
Thank you. Thank you. I know there are probably others out there who do as well, for sure. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Oh, Dennis. All right, now we're into the part 2 of Inception. We've gone into the second level of Inception on this one. Here we go. So, opening the box down here, this is where you're going to get, as you'd expect, a manual and a charger, and your transmitter, which I assume... Is it? Let me look under the bottom, because if it's the same, why pull it out? Oh, wow, they zip-tied it in there.
I told you there was going to be zip ties.
They zip-tied it in there.
You got a
different one? Okay, it's the same as this one. So it's this transmitter that's inside, so I'm not pulling that out. And let me get my clippers. I just want to see the car. Just give me the car already. Let me get in there. There's 2 zip ties around the body. 1. Cut a fuel line or something. Gonna cut the brakes. It's the red wire. And there she is. Nice. So she's out of that box. And this one, okay, so this one's plastic, so compared to this guy, she's the smaller version.
That's the house basher. I'm gonna chase my dogs with that
And
thing.
you can push this clip down a lot farther on the canopy, or the body. Let's put that all the same clips, so that doesn't matter. And take a look inside. Again, everything's the same. So this is JST connector. Batteries already in there. Again, USB charger, shocks, but like more plastic bits than this one, which is more metal on the attachments. But all around, pretty sweet. Man, we're gonna have some fun bashing these around. It's been a while since we did a video like this. GoPro on a stick, chasing. Alex is gonna be running all over the place, following these in a little bit. So let's put that there, and then we'll do the last one, and then we'll get this thrust vectoring unit out and get wrapping. So this is one of the bigger boys. What do they even call this one? I'm forgetting the name. But we have a name for each one on there, and sometimes the box doesn't say the name that we call it on here. But this is more of a buggy. I think it was first listed as like a rock crawler, but it's not really a rock. It's a bashing buggy. And there's a different style to it. A couple different body colors on this one I saw. My goodness. My goodness. There we go. Cutting it up. The struggle is real. Let's come through. Oh, yeah. All right. Transmitters down at the bottom in there. And let's just assume that it's the transmitter that we've seen 4 times. That's the only problem with getting all these, like, labeling all the transmitters and making sure you got the right one for the right one. It's a tough life, guys. It's a tough life. Clip. Oh, you can see the suspension on this one is already... just 2 zip ties on the back, and she's out. Oh, that's...
We're sending that one.
This one.
We're
sending this one. So this is the, yep, that's the manual transmitter, but wait. Boom. That's pretty good suspension on there. That's a mean-looking motocross, like, car. Dirt buggy.
We're putting a GoPro next to that driver.
It's got a driver in there for this guy, but she's pretty clean. I like it. I dig that. Receiver's going to be inside. So you don't need any sort of access inside, but it'd be screws if you want to take this out. All screw in around for the covering if you need to get at your shocks in front and inside. But again, these are plastic, so keep that in mind. Again, you're bashing them, but you know, you're not getting too crazy. Drivetrain, drive shaft. Looking good. Battery right up front, and this is Dean's. So Dean's up front for this battery, and your spare tire on the back, and you do get the tool to take off the tires and such. But squishy, yeah, they're all rubber, but nice. Man, I dig these. A nice little setup. Let's clear this off for a final display here of everything. That's a lineup. That's a lineup of cars. Just some of the surface, and you know, more stuff like this is going to be coming as well. Get closer on all these. I have all the clips on the bottom, so don't mind if they're off a bit, but they look really cool, guys. Any questions about these? Sorry, I wasn't looking up. I might have missed any questions. But if you have questions about these now, or we could just wait till the questions and answers section, and we'll talk about it in a little bit, because it is already 12:50, and I do want to at least pull out the thrust vectoring unit and take a look at that, because I'm just as interested as everyone else about what that entails, and I'm going to have to clean this up. Which one did this go?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I think this one went with this one. Right? Oh no, this was this one. This went with this. Yeah, this went with this. See? Yeah, I'm already out of it now. Here we go. This went with this. I did not pull the transmitter out for this one. This is the military truck because it's got batteries in it. Why we label everything? I need like a label maker. Let's get those clips out of the way. We'll put that there. And I'm sure what everybody wanted to see is here we go. This is the thrust vectoring unit. Actually, this is one of the first boxes from Freewing I've seen that actually had like designs on it that isn't a plain box, you know. So this is the entire MiG upgrading set. And when I saw the box, I thought it was like smaller. The box seems smaller than what I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be more long and thin, because seeing the units on the pictures are a little different than, you know, when you see them in person. But now I could take some pictures and get more, you know, non-white background pictures on the website. Let's pull it out. So it's packaged up really nice. Freewing does a good job making sure, because these have foam parts to them, so people want them looking good. But that's how they come out of the box. Let's see. What's in here? Let's start with the little guy. What do we think this is going to be? Servos? Are you installing the servos yourself? Am I making that up? Oh, wow. Okay, leads. These are all your extensions. So you're getting the extensions that are going to be able to take the kit all the way to your receiver in the front. So that's cool. Always nice to have the extensions included. And now let's do this. We're going to unveil. Sweet. And they do a good job with that. Like, whatever machine cuts this stuff and, like, just makes it perfect, man, like, you know, we just toss it aside. But, like, this foam, actually, one thing I will say about foam like this, I don't know if you guys do it, but if you store your planes on their tires, put this under each tire. That's what I do with this stuff. I cut it off. All the planes that are nose down and resting, like, on wings, this is the type of stuff that I put underneath it. And it just helps. You'll never, or what I take this to, if you're a guy who hangs their stuff with bungees, like I'll buy the fat bungees, so it doesn't really dent the foam, but if you just had regular bungees, put this between the bungee cord and the foam plane, and you're going to save, you know, foam damage. Just a little quick tip there, guys. So, you know, somebody's been doing those, but it works really well. So here is the unit itself. So plastic, the big whole plastic ball. You got your servos, 2 servos already installed. One is underneath this cover that easily you could just peel off if you need to get access to it. I hope that means the servo's already centered in there, which I'd expect.
Looks like a Mega Man blaster.
And then you could see, so there are molded indentations in the foam, so I'm under the assumption here that this is going to be going. So I bet if I stick a razor blade right here is the section of the MiG that is going to be exiting the MiG. Yeah, because the motor is right about here. That's where the motor and the fan is. So, but then the nozzle's all the way back here. So it's probably here, actually. This is where it's going to, that makes more sense. It's going to start right there. So this part, because the motor, the motor ends right there. So this is what's going to come out. So I'm assuming when you stick your hobby knife right in there, you're just going to go across the glue, and then you're going to be cutting out the nozzle on the back and going right down. Interesting. Because then this is also where you would remove the motor, because the screw is here. So this piece all comes out. So you're really just doing a little bit of cutting. But again, I'm like you guys. I might have to hit up YouTube and see if somebody already got them and already made a video to do it. But I'm gonna learn just like you guys how to do it, and we'll get it right. I'll do one side myself, and then the video will be me doing the other side once I made all my mistakes on the first time. But then you do get a cover for the top, which is cool. I don't know, I think they look pretty sweet. I mean, they're well thought out. It's a good design. They feel solid. Did Air Guardian, you get this yet? Is this coming? Victor, yours is coming. You're doing it? All right. Mickey, you've already installed these. Do you have a video on it? He has a video. There it is. I have an install video. So I'll probably... I'm sorry, Mickey, I might copy you, and if I do, I'm going to reference your video when I put ours in there. So don't listen to me, listen to other people as well. But really, there's probably only one way to do it. But okay, and you can see on the bottom. So that makes more sense. So that's the plate. This will just screw in. So I guess this will just screw in too when to where. Your hatch cover already is, your motor hatch, how you would access the motor to begin with. But it looks like once it's on, right, Mickey? Like once it's on, it's on. You're not. This is going to be a. You're not taking this off. This isn't something you're going to swap back and forth. Like if you decide to go TV, like once I do it to this thing is just TV forever.
We got a comment on Facebook, our first one today.
Oh!
And it's from Anthony Leto talking about it. He says he just yanked it off.
Since I've but Anthony, he's Integrity RC. I don't know if you saw Anthony. So we're going to Facebook for this comment. We showed your video of the F-18. I saw your MiG crash. Sorry about the whole transmitter thing. But yes, he said he crashed. So it was the bottom piece of foam came off, and he was able to replace it. A razor might help, but there's a piece of wood that has a slot that might get in the way of the razor. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So you might not even need a razor. You might be able to just pry it off. But either way, we're going to make that video for it. So I'm going to try to do this probably Monday. Alex and I will get working on this video. I'd like to get it done so then we can get to the field. Hopefully next Friday we'll have some flying footage of me up really high in the air trying to thrust vector the MiG. And then slowly getting more dangerously. Or I'm just going to call Patrick and be like, hey, buddy, I need you to come and fly this MiG.
Bring in the Major.
Bring in Major. Major, get in here. Call in Major. But there it is, guys. So that is the thrust vectoring unit for the MiG. And I remember when we talked about this when the MiG was released. At that time, I don't think Freewing was sure if they were... Initially, it was going to be like a 3DP thing that you'd print out. Oh, I don't have the... that's not from the Gripen one. But turns out both this and the Gripen turned out to be actual foam editions that... Man, I mean, that's great, right? Now, for the future, for as long as those products exist, it just adds a different level.
There.
Yeah, if you want it, it's there. If you don't have to have it. If you need to have both, you get both. You just get two, one with and one without, and you have fun. But I wonder how it'll, maybe you could check Anthony or somebody. If you have it installed already, how did it affect the CG? Was it noticeable? Was it, type of thing? Like now your battery's sliding a little more forward in the front to balance out where you guys are. But, I assume obviously it'll add a little bit of weight. Oh, you know what? Let's do that. I think guys will be interested. So, there we go. So right now, one kit, one side, 0.5 ounces. So you're adding 10 ounces, right?
Let's get that in grams.
You're adding 10 ounces. Should I get it in grams? Unit, gram. We're going in grams now. 138 grams. And 138 grams. So...
You do the math.
I was just telling you. I was like, you do the math. 276? Am I wrong on that? 276? I think it's 276 grams. Trying to do
that
it.
Sounds right.
Sounds about right.
Carry the 8 plus
10
the 7.
ounces. 10 ounces. 200 is an ounce a gram. Is that the ounce to gram ratio? Is that correct? Now my brain is just clouded. I'm over it. You guys now know it is 138 grams per. So Google is our best friend in situations like this. The old powerful Google can help me answer any of those questions. All right, guys, moving on to March Mayhem, and we don't need the video again. I want to just talk. So next week we're going to start the competition, and part 1 of the competition is just the entry period. So the entry period next Friday on this show, we'll talk about it some more, but then right when this show ends next Friday, I'm going to make the Hobby Squawk thread. The Hobby Squawk thread will be the only place you're allowed to submit your picture entry into our, customized Motion RC aircraft, challenge, March Mayhem. Anything that flies is this competition. So next year, I don't know if people are going to start customizing tanks and blah, blah. Maybe we open it up to that. But this is going to be, John Killen, no, 10 ounces is not a pound in the tail. No. 16 ounces would be a pound, so, but what's it called? So, for the March Mayhem tournament, so again, custom aircraft. So, Roban helicopters, okay. Rotor scale helicopters, okay. XK planes, Flightline planes, Freewing planes, Nexa planes, Black Horse planes. As long as they've been customized, you can enter. It can't be another competitor's product. That doesn't count. This is a Motion RC custom aircraft tournament. And then we're talking about the prize. So, before we get to the prize. So, again, it's 2 parts. Remember, the entry period's 2 weeks. You enter. Then we're going to have a show where we announce the 64 people that we've selected who are now in the tournament. Then the voting portion happens. So that's where 2 people can win. Whoever fills out the bracket that accrues the most points, meaning you picked the right winners who ended up advancing through and picked the aircraft that ends up winning the whole thing, that person will win a $200 gift card. Last year it was only like $100, I believe. And the person who wins the actual, so of the 64 people, if your custom aircraft gets voted to win, you're taking home a Gripen.
Ripping with the Gripen.
You're ripping with the Gripen. So,
Yes.
Last year it was $100 and $100. It was small, but this year we decided to make it bigger. Alpha, I got on him and I said, Alpha, we got to go big or go home. Let's do a Gripen. Now, I will say for you Europeans in the EU, right now the Gripen is out of stock. We're not sure if it's going to be in stock, so it could be a Gripen equivalent, or you can wait for Gripen, or we could talk something about, gift store credit or something at that point. But I'm not sure if the Gripen will be there by the time this contest ends. So we'll have to talk there. But we've put a grippin aside for this in the warehouse in the States, and we'll talk about that when we get there. Who knows? So you can win a grippin, which I think is a pretty good prize than what it was last year, and that means it's only growing. So the plane that you enter, again, has to be a Motion RC product of any sort, an aircraft that flies, and has to be customized
Now, James,
by you.
You used to carry this plane. Does it count?
If we used to carry it, no.
It's out.
It's out. Especially if it's a brand that we don't carry anymore. That's a sort of juxtaposition, it's tough. Yes, we used to carry things, but no, it has to be a plane that, we have now. Again, if you entered a product, if you entered a thing last year and it didn't end up in the 64 tournament last year or the year prior, you could re-enter it. But if you've made it into the tournament with a product from last year, it's out. So don't resubmit products that made it. I have the list. I have all those pictures, so I'll compare. Unless you've made some drastic alterations to it.
100%.
Yeah, like a new scheme or something. But we want John Killer. How about an F4? And now I will say, remember, we'll talk about this. We're going to dedicate more time to this next week, where I'll answer all your questions, because then I'm going to go live with it. But again, don't spam the squawk with like 10 of your custom aircrafts, because again, when you do that, you're leaving it up to me, Alex, Alpha, Todd, the team will go in there and be like, all right, John Killen has posted all 4 of his F4s. Which one do we like the best? Because remember, only one of your aircraft is allowed to get into the tournament from one person. There'll be 64 different people. There won't be, Jeremy Salt can't have be in 5 different places. That's not how it works. You're one person with one aircraft. There'll be 64 different people competing, and if you submit more than one aircraft, you run the risk that we're going to choose the aircraft that you didn't think was the best of yours, and we don't want you getting mad being like, why'd you choose my Corsair? I submitted 15 other planes. Like, I don't want to hear it. You left it to us. We decided.
Same thing with the picture.
Same thing with the picture. I would say just submit the one that you think is the best, that you want, and you have the time. You're going to have 2 weeks to enter this. It's not, you don't have to rush next Friday, the second I post it, and get up there. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to look at it until, I think I'm going to end the contest on like a Monday. That'll give me the whole week to go through, to bracket it out, and then that Friday live show probably 3 weeks from now or 2 weeks from now. 3 weeks from now, I think it would be, will be the one where we unveil all 64 that made it and show off the brackets, and then right when that show ends, we'll start the voting. So we'll talk about it more when we get there. I know it's a tough contest to explain, but it's pretty easy. It's pretty simple in reality. But again, I'm trying to limit, because last year we had a lot of people, like Brent Heck, there were like 3 or 4 planes that he submitted. It was like, this plane might look better, but it's in a garage. This one's in the air flying away. Don't make us pick, like, if anything, I'd rather the people who, oh man, how did mine not make it? It's easier to deal that way than, I don't want to have to say, I don't know, I like this one better. If you didn't, why'd you send the picture in? Like, don't give us more information than we need. Let's put it that way. So, and Glenn Davis, you 100% got robbed with your helicopter, because that was like,
that was top 4, right?
Did it? I don't think it made top 4.
No.
I don't think a heli made top 4. Did it beat? Because it was him against Steve's Apache.
I don't remember.
Was it? I think it was in the first round. He must have been against Steve Hodges' Apache, I would think. There was like only 2 helis, and we paired them off. But I thought that one was going to go far, and I really thought that Mirage.
Maybe I put it in my top 4.
You put it in. You might have put it in your top 4. That's probably what happened. But yeah, guys. So the winner getting a Gripen, and the winner of the voting gets a $200 gift card. So that's fair. So that's like half a Gripen for the person who just, all you're doing is, filling out your bracket by voting. So that'll be cool. I guess we're getting to closing or questions and answers, guys. Do you have any questions? Let's not do questions about the Mayhem tournament, because again, we'll be able to talk about that all next week. If you have any questions about some of this stuff, I'd happily answer, but it's already 10 past the hour, so I failed in my timing of everything, and you guys submitted far too much content for me to get to try to have to pick and choose. It was the unboxings. It was you made me put the batteries in there. I blame you guys. Too many anti-heli people. Love my helis, but not going to enter one. It's tough. It's, you know, I thought Steve's Apache was going to go far in that heli. Just again, because this is a tournament about customization. That's where it's tough. You know, even if it's, you know, an A10 versus a heli, like, obviously people like an A10 more, but it's about the customization. Yeah, but you do have to play the room, and that's what's tough, you know, like, again, though, if you have a MiG-29 and you think it's great, you know there's going to be some great MiG-29s. Do you want to play with something that might be a little different? Yeah. John Killen, MiG-29 restocking. It's coming. I can't give you any sort of date. Right now, the world is just crazy with shipping, but they're either on a container on the way, they're on a container on there, or they're being produced as we speak, ready to get on a container and go. But I don't think you should expect to see them in the next week or two. Maybe not even in February, probably more like March would be safer for me to say. Because Chinese New Year is still going on right now. I don't think it ended, and if it did, it might have just ended today. I think a lot of those factories come back online next week, because it's, you know, we're in that time of the year where, you know, if it didn't get out before, then nothing happened until then. So that's it. You ain't winning a helicopter, just saying. Yeah. F-15. F-15. I didn't read. You're not frozen there in America. Well, here I'm in Georgia, and normally it's supposed to not be cold here, but we were in like the 20 degrees to 20 degree range, so sub freezing for sure. So sub-zero for you Celsius lovers. But we didn't get snow or anything like that. Just a lot of rain and wind and, you know, cloudy. Definitely not flying weather for that sense. Hey, James, can you please put an F8 next to the MiG for comparison? Put the Crusader? That's like...
Put the thrust vectoring on the Crusader.
I'll do that for you, but, you know, you're talking a 64 millimeter hand tosser with probably the largest Freewing model ever. There it is. I mean, if I put the nozzle to the nozzle, you know, it's like, you know, this is like the baby.
My son.
Dad, that bully hurt me. But there it is. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, right. I have one just coming out the bottom. Strap it to the top. Try to take off. If I could put a little Velcro on this, tape it up here, take off, and then flip inverted and let somebody leave.
Once you get the TV on there, you'll flip the MiG and throw it off.
100%. 100%. Barely an inconvenience. 63 here. Maybe paint Apache. All right. So, no problem, Claudio. I am here to please. I'm here for you. It's not about me. Remember, this isn't the James show. This is the Motion RC show. MiG-29 needs a pouch to hold the F8. Totally. Good afternoon, Archer. Too bad we're about to wrap up for today. But I think that does it, guys. So, that was a fun show. Pulled something out of nothing, and we got a lot of stuff coming. Looks like the weather's supposed to turn. Next week, we're supposed to finally get into the 60s. Only 40 likes. If there's more than 40 people in here, hit the like button on the way out the door. That always helps. You don't have to. You could hit the dislike button on the way out the door if you want to, too. That's more than fine. But thank you for calling that out, dads. And everybody, thank you so much for joining. So next week, we're going to be talking March Mayhem tournament. We'll hopefully be back out doing some flying, because I'm already missing flying after doing the 262 and the Yak. Last week, I want to get more flying videos out there, so hopefully the next one's going to be this, which we'll get working on. Another quick tip, as always, coming on Tuesday. Next couple of them that we filmed are pretty good. I think people are digging that series, and they're fun to make, and hopefully it helps a lot of people out, especially you beginners, because we know in the past year, this hobby has grown lot of beginners coming in. COVID really gave people started looking for things to do, and a lot of people found us. So if you're one of those people, then thank you, and we hope you stick around for a long time, because it's a great hobby, and we're happy that you're here and just experiencing it. But everybody, thank you so much. We'll be back next Friday at 12 p.m. talking March Mayhem, hopefully talking thrust vectoring MiG, hopefully seeing some more awesome stuff that you guys are submitting out there in internet land, and we'll see you next week at Motion RC. Thanks, guys.